Hey, what's going on, NFL fans, Atlanta Falcons fans? This your boy Antoine. Smitty, Sports Machine, man. Y'all know how I get down. Y'all know how I do it, man. Press that subscribe button. Also, press that notification bell. Get my videos as soon as I drop them. Press that like button to help me get my recommendations up. To get my videos through the YouTube universe, I greatly appreciate y'all as always. To my Atlanta people, man, I hope y'all safe out there, man. I hope power has been restored. I hope y'all enjoyed the snowfall, and pray y'all safe, man, and enjoying this time off, man. But speaking of time off, man, Jimmy Lake gonna have a little bit extra time off this off season. Depending on where he falls, either in the pros or back to college football. But he has been let go by the Atlanta Falcons. It's no surprise because this defense was not up to par for most of the season. They did have a nice stretch towards the end of the season, but it was too little too late as they dropped the last two games to Washington and Carolina and missed the playoffs. That may have saved his job, but since it didn't, he had to go. But if you look at his time here in Atlanta, you look at total yards 345, which is 23rd in the league. Rush defense 120, and that could be deceiving because they were 22nd against the pass at 224. 24.9 points a game, which is 23rd in the league, and you know the Falcons can put up points, but you got to be able to stop people. You have to get off the field on third down. And at some points, he was unable to do that and coach them in the right direction. Now, like I said earlier, that last stretch of the season where they were getting to the quarterback, it worked for a while, but those last two games, it disappeared again. So that lets me know he hadn't figured things out. And honestly, as I told y'all, I still think that was more Jerry Gray, Raheem Morris carrying the team at that point than Jimmy Lake. And you got to remember, this was his first year as a defensive coordinator in the league. And two, as I said, also, I just feel like he hadn't showed enough in college to show that he could coach at the next level. And don't get me wrong, that doesn't, do diddly squat because some guys can coach at any level just because they have that ability to reach other players. But Jimmy Lake just didn't get through, I don't think, to these players. And he was the first time, and you're a veteran head coach, 9 times out of 10, you just don't do that. Now, Zach Roberts, on the other hand, he was a first-time coordinator. But at the same time, he worked with Raheem Morris in Los Angeles and know what Raheem expects. And they had more time to work together than him and Jimmy Lake. So he got this offense going eventually, and it stayed the course. And they ended up being one of the better offenses in the league, if you ask me. But Jimmy Lake is let go by the Atlanta Falcons. It is no surprise, like I said. Names to look out for. One name that I would look out for is former, and we're going former again, Atlanta Falcons coach Jeff Ulbrich. He was here from 2015 to 2020 with Dan Quinn. He was a linebacker coach and also assistant head coach and a defensive coordinator in 2020. So him and Morris worked together a lot. So he could be a retread, as we call him. But give my shout out my boy Berto, man. He always makes great points. He said maybe the Falcons don't need to retread because that's probably what the problem is now with Raheem Morris. But again, Arthur Blank is always going to hire who he's comfortable with. And Raheem Morris is one of those guys. Another guy could be Steve Wilkes, who was consulting with the Atlanta Falcons early in training camp and during the season. And also, he was former Carolina coach, brought them back from the brink of falling off a cliff to almost making the playoffs. Also, he's one of the best at calling the 3-4 defense. He can get the best out of these guys. You saw it in Arizona where he didn't get a fair shake. Ended up being fired after one season in Arizona. Went to Cleveland, made that defense relevant again. So Steve Wilkes is a name that I will also look out for. But let's take a surprise move. Y'all know I got surprises. I say Dennis Allen, former New Orleans Saints head coach. And don't fry me for saying this, but think about it. He has a tie to Terry Fontenot, and we all know Terry Fontenot loves to dig up those New Orleans roots and find a way to get those players and coaches to come to wherever he's at. And he's been in Atlanta. And David Onyemata came, Caden Ellis came. So just don't be surprised Dennis Allen's name pops up as a candidate. There are others who just got let go. You got guys like Gerard Mayo in New England, who got canned after one season. The former Chargers head coach, can't think of his name right now, but he got fired a couple of years ago. So Ryan Nielsen is another one. Ryan Nielsen is another one. If you can get Ryan Nielsen to come back, he has to connect with this team from last year. And I think they had like 20. I think they had like 28 sacks this year. That's a big fall off from 42 from 2023. But again, it's gonna be interesting to see, man, which way they go at the defensive coordinator position. But I'm interested to see. But y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Drop those comments. Let's debate. Let's have fun as always, man. Y'all know how we do it on the Sports Machine. It's your boy Antoine Smitty Smith signing off. I will holler at y'all later, man. Peace.